so this morning, slightly different this morning in that we're not doing a breath practice as such. So we're being a bit flexible here. It's about being flexible. Part of being human and human nature is not wanting to let go of things, holding on, and therefore not being quite as flexible sometimes as we could be. And being flexible, therefore, can be quite a challenge, mentally and physically. Obviously, we're dealing with it physically on the mat, but hopefully it spills over into the way that we're thinking. So we're going to start by just looking at a very easy forward fold. We're going to do this several times, so take it really easy at the beginning. Please don't push yourself. But we're going to use the breath here. So remember, the exhale is the thing to help you let go and become more flexible. So let's just start in hip distance apart legs and see how far your body wants to go on the first forward fold. You may soften your knees really deeply. You might just roll the top of your shoulders forward and let your head hang. But use the exhale just when you're there, just to gently release a little bit more. Just notice how far you want to go. You may feel really flexible, you may go right down, but just take it easy wherever you go to. It's your challenge, it's not competition. So wherever you are, just draw yourself slowly back up to the top. And we're going to take a couple of roll downs now. So you might want to put your hands on your legs just to connect you to what you're doing. Remember, you can soften your knees as much as you want to here. So tuck your chin first of all, start the roll down there. Tuck your tummy to make some space for the roll down, and then start to slowly roll down. So you might be on the breath or you might not at the moment. Don't worry too much about the breath. Just take yourself down. You may only get as far as your knees with your hands before you want to come back up. Listen to your body and how flexible it feels. And then push gently into the bottom of your feet when you're at the space you found. Come back up to the top, roll back up, take your time. If I'm going too fast for you, take your time, please. Watch your head, doesn't get a bit dizzy with this. Stop at the top, take a breath or so if you need to. Tuck the chin again, tuck the tummy again, hands to thighs, roll down again. So you would exhale really this time, try and find an exhale to roll down. Maybe your hands can go a little bit further this time, easing down towards your ankles maybe. When you're at the bottom of where you want to go, press into the feet gently, roll back up. This would be an inhale normally. So in this one, find the breath now. So at the top, take a breath or so. And then when you find the inhale, raise up through your crown, down through your feet, tuck your chin, tuck your tummy, and exhale and roll down slowly, slowly, slowly. Just again down to where you want to go. Knees can be really bent, hands might reach the floor. And then inhale, roll back up. Exhale at the top, inhale again. One more roll down. So tuck everything that you need to. Remember, exhale, soften whatever you need to. Flex whatever you need to help you roll down and open up the back of your spine. Hold wherever you get to this time. And breathe. Wherever you are, find some support for your hands. It might be on your shins, it might be on your ankles, it might even be on the floor. Your knees might be really bent, your thighs might be on your bellies rather, might be on your thighs. Let your head just hang wherever you are. Try and release your shoulders. Find your inhale, exhale again. So inhale, and then on the exhale, try and let something go. Try and let something bend a little bit more or soften a little bit more. Try to stop holding. Use a few inhale exhales here just to see if anything else releases slightly. Might find your clothing moves, and that's usually because the muscles and things underneath move and let go. So your head's been down for a little bit now, so open your eyes, roll your head forward and look to the floor. And then trace your eyes along as you pop your hands back onto your shins and roll back up slowly. You can come off the breath now if you've lost it, doesn't matter. Roll back up to the top slowly. Anybody that feels dizzy, just go down a little bit again. Hold your hands on your thighs, take a breath or two, and then come back up. Roll your shoulders out, roll your hands so that your hands face forward or into slightly narrow-legged Tadasana feeling here. And breathe. So how did you feel about that? How flexible were you? Were you as flexible as you thought you would be, or are you still a bit tight from having lain down all night? In the mind is the other thing. Sometimes that's what stops us going further. Sometimes it's telling us there's a danger. Sometimes it's just saying stop, and then you realise it's for no good reason. Okay, so we're going to take a couple of swan dives here now. 3 swan dives on the breath. Again, bend your knees, soften as much as you need to come into your forward fold. You might change it up each one. You might go a little bit more open on your forward fold in the second and third one, but see how it feels. Inhale, first of all, arms up above the head. Soften as you exhale. Tuck the things you need to, bend the things you need to, roll forward. Come down, sweep the hands back to the feet. Straight away, inhale, press into the feet, bring hands out in front of you, reaching forward and upwards as you draw yourself back up to the top. Exhale at the top. Inhale, swan dive again. Exhale, downwards. Hands come past the feet. Inhale, sweep the arms forward, up above the head. As you exhale, take the arms back down by the side. Take one more. Inhale, arms up above the head. Sorry, I cued it wrong for you the last time. Exhale, swan dive. Tuck everything you need to. Maybe not bend quite as much this time. If you can straighten a little bit more through your knees, maybe sweep the arms further up in front of you, back up to the top. Arms then come down in the exhale to your side. If I'm going at the wrong speed, please take your own time. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time, and we're going to hold at the bottom. So when you're ready, inhale, arms up above the head. Find that reaching feeling through the crown. Exhale, swan dive. Tuck everything. Bend what you need to. Reach your hands down past your feet. Stop there and hold. Don't hold your breath though, obviously. So again, hands, find some support for them. Find your leg, your ankles, maybe, or the front of your shins, or your the floor beside them. So in this position, technically, you should have your hands beside your feet on the floor. So you may have your knees really bent, and you might confine your hands then beside your feet, fingers facing forward like your toes. So then we would press gently into the feet and slowly start to roll up through the hips. So taking the hips up, nothing else is moving. Your head might be rolling forward and downwards, but we're opening up essentially the back of the legs. Don't go too far. Take a few of those. So dip back down, let the hips roll up and down. That's the movement here. Reaching up gently with the hips, finding a little bit more flexibility in the muscles behind your legs. So your calves, the back of your knees, the back of your the hamstrings rather. Gently opening up these tight muscles that are trying to hold on for you. Just take a few rolls until you're comfortable where you can stay as open as feels comfortable in this forward fold. Let the head dangle. Make sure you still got a little bit of support with the hands. Maybe you can pour a little bit more out of your pelvis now, and then you'll really feel the stretch in the back of the glutes or the back of the hamstrings potentially. If it's too much, lift up a little bit higher. Head might be feeling a bit heavy here. This is an inversion, really good for you, but can make you feel a bit dizzy. So now everybody sink the bottom downwards. Bend the knees again. Take the tummy onto the knees. Look carefully along the floor. Take a moment if you do feel a little bit lightheaded. We haven't eaten yet. And then we're going to press into the feet when you're ready. And breathe and take our breath up. Our arms come up, we come up. Hands above the head, hands to heart center. Draw the hands down on your exhale. Come back to Tadasana. Take a couple of breaths there. So it's a little bit difficult doing this not in class. So I really need to have you be responsible for your own lightheadedness in this. I have to be a bit flexible in the way I teach, so there's another flexibility coming in. Okay, so have your strap close by now. We're going to use that in a minute. So when you're ready, grab your strap, stick it on the mat. Still standing in hip distance apart, Uttanasana. Going to look at side bends now. So we're starting to work on this area, the space between your pelvis and your ribs rather. So that soft spot used to be your waist, or it still is maybe. Okay, so we're going to pop our right hand to that spot between the bony part of your ribs and the bony part of your pelvis. Find your hands resting, your right hand resting there. Then inhale the left arm up and take a gentle side bend towards the right. Try to keep the weight in both feet. Try to keep the shoulders square as you exhale over. Inhale back up to the top. Exhale the arm down. Think of the support. Take a couple more of those in your own time. Inhaling up, exhaling over. Thinking of the support that your right arm is giving your left side to allow that flexibility there. Through the left side of the waist. Focus on that space between your ribs and pelvis on the left side as you fold over. Keep drawing your tummy in. Remember all your other alignment cues here. Both feet are connected. And then come back up to the top. Release the left arm. Grab your strap. So take your strap behind you in both hands. And then bring your hands up. So your hands are facing backwards. This might not be easy. Bring it widen your hold and bring your hands up above your head. So you might have to fiddle. I've done that the wrong way around. Okay, your hands are up above your head. You're holding onto your strap. Same position with the feet. Tuck the tummy, tuck the bottom, find that alignment, draw the heart forward. You'll find that spot now between your shoulder blades. Should be squeezing. If you've gone too far with your arms, you might be very open there. So bring your hands a little bit closer and find that connection with the spot on your back. And then inhale up, and we're going to take a side bend to the right again. So exhale over, but don't go too far. Just hold on to the strap. Use that as your support this time. Keep your feet both connected. Go as far as is comfortable. And then inhale back up to the top. Take 2 more of those and just notice in that space on your left-hand side of your waist, whether it's the same support that you're getting in this way. Different way of supporting us. Maybe we're not going so far. But using the strap in our hands gives us something to pull on to bring us back up. Just exhaling over one more time, find that side bend. Might have moved further up your body. You might find it in your ribs now, the flexibility on your left-hand side. And then release the strap. Just pop it by your feet. We'll need it again in a minute. Take a breath if you need to. Notice what's been working there. So possibly rather than round here, it might have been in your shoulders that time. The flexibility had to work and the strength. Okay, so cross the left foot over the right foot if you're comfortable doing that. You can do this with feet maybe a little bit closer together. We're going into Standing Bananasana. So cross the feet if you're comfortable doing that. And then take the left arm up. We're still straight upwards. So left arm up. Going to go over to the right again. As we do that, you can either just keep the right arm dangling, or you can take your right arm up and catch a hold of your left wrist before we start. So when you're here, remember to tuck the tummy and tuck the bottom. Use that spot we've just moved between your shoulders. Move it backwards, move your heart forward. Inhale tall wherever you are with your arms, and exhale over to the right again. Inhale back up, push into both feet, find your strength to come back up, your rebound. Inhale at the top, exhale back over. So take 2 or 3 more of these, just noticing what's happening now on the left side of your body. Does this feel easier because you're holding on to your wrist, if some of you are? Where's opening? What's having to be flexible? What's having to be strong? And then release the arms down, uncross the feet, grab your strap again. Same thing, take it behind you, above your head, or just behind your head really. Arms need to be quite wide, so you do want them open, but you want to feel that that little spot between your shoulder blade is, your shoulder girdles are pressing towards each other on the back of your body. Okay, so we're taking a side bend again, and then with a little twist where we look up to the top corner, just to tell you what we're doing. So inhale, exhale over, hold that spot, inhale and rotate everything upwards towards that top corner. And then exhale back to the front. Take 2 more of those. Inhale, rotate. If it's getting too strong for you, then please come out of it at any point. Exhale back to the front. Remember your tummy and your bottom here. 1 more to the top, to the corner, sorry. Exhale back to the front. Inhale, push into both feet, come back up to the top. Release the strap, pop it down again. We're going to cross our feet if you were comfortable doing that again. If you're not, just keep the feet side by side. We're going to take a side bend and a twist without holding on to anything, so no holding on to wrists or anything. Just going to inhale the arm up. We're going to exhale over. Here we're going to inhale and roll ourselves up to that top corner. Exhale forward, take 2 more rolls here. So do remember the tummy, do remember the feet, both should be working. Exhaling forward, inhaling open. Notice what's happening in your waist now, in that area between your ribs and your pelvis. No bones there, no joints, all just muscle and skin and fascia holding on. Arm comes down, uncross the feet. Take a little roll out through your hips if you feel you need to, or it might be your shoulders that need it. And we're going to go the other side now. So your straps needs to be there. You know what we're doing now? We're trying to focus on the flexibility, but before we start, just notice the difference between the 2 sides of your body, between your ribs and your pelvis. If I actually put my fingers there, one side, my left side, now feels slightly longer than the other side, which is obvious because this side's been contracting, that side's been opening. So we're going to take it the other way to balance. Hopefully both of them feel open. Okay, so when you're ready, hand to waist, we're taking 3 side bends, just hand to waist. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale back up to the top, exhale at the top. Inhale tall again, full right side stretch, exhale over. Feel the muscles on the right side of the body starting to open. Inhale back up to the top, exhale at the top, keep the arm up. 1 more, inhale tall, feel that foot to hand connection on your right side. Exhale over. Inhale back up to the top, exhale the arm down. Going to take our side bends with the strap now. So grab the strap, we know where we're going. Okay. So feet are still shoulder width apart here. Make sure you feel that little spot connecting between your shoulder girdles. Inhale, exhale over to your left this time. Inhale back up to the top. Interesting, I feel much more flexible on this side. Exhale back over. So we're taking 3 of these. Really pressing down in the right foot though, keeping that connection down through the right foot. 1 more over to the left. So try and lift out of your pelvis as you fold over to the left. Exhale back up to the top. Release the strap, keep it near you for a second. Cross the feet over if you're comfortable, otherwise keep the feet together, that's fine. Take the right arm up this time, catch it with the left hand if you want to do that, otherwise just keep your left arm down. 3 side bends this way, so inhale tall, feel that length through the right side, and then exhale over, the contraction through the left side this time, making space on the right side. Inhale back up to the top, 2 more. Inhale tall, remember, before you go over, keep that tummy drawn in. Keep the shoulders moving backwards so you're not rounding forwards. Both feet are connected. 1 more on this side, inhale tall. Exhale over. Back up to the top, release your hands, release your feet. have a little roll through if your shoulders are starting to feel a little bit tight here. Flexibility can often cause tightness in other points of us. So strap them behind us, and we're taking the twist one now. So when you're ready, inhale tall, exhale over to the left this time. Keep the feet both connected. Inhale, roll and twist up towards that top corner. Inhale forward. Twist coming quite far down in my body, almost down to my ankles actually, as I twist two more. Back up. Keep the tummy engaged. You're twisting through your tummy as well. So you're using all the abdominal muscles here as well. You're using the back of the upper back of the body, and the front of the abdominal muscles are having to let go as the holding takes place at the top of the back of the body. Notice what's holding and letting go. Release the strap. Same thing, but without holding anything. So cross the feet if you want to. And we're taking our side bends and twists just with our arms this time. So inhale up, exhale over to the left. Inhale, roll up to that top corner, rolling that top shoulder back. Exhale forward again. Keep the tummy engaged, switch on the feet. Roll open again, back up to that top corner. One more after this, exhale forward. See, notice where the movement is in you. It might be slightly different to me. Where the flexibility is, where the strength is. Up again, release the arm. Come to a standstill. Close your eyes. Notice the difference in your space between your ribs and pelvis again. Mine's definitely evened up, and both feel a lot looser, a lot spongier, funnily enough. Might be slightly different again in you. Sponginess might not be your example of what you're feeling. Okay, we're going to come down now through a roll down. So if you take a roll down, I'm just going to move the camera a little bit here. I think it might be better if I bring it down. So roll down carefully and come down into child's pose, extended arms. I won't be using the strap at this point, but we will use it later, so keep it close by, but not on your mat. Okay, so you've rolled down. How did you find the flexibility in that roll down? Was it different? Should be, hopefully now. And then, so we're sitting back in child's pose extended. We're going to walk to the right and do our extended child's pose side bend. So then to take in the seat, your hips right back towards your heels if you can. Maybe you want to hold your right wrist with your left hand and really feel that space on the left side body. Heads off the floor maybe at this point. Can be resting on your right arm if it's more comfortable for your neck. And then walk over to center and take a twist to the other side. Before you twist, sink your sit bones back towards your heels if you can. A little bit more, and then walk over to the left. Catch a hold of your left wrist if you're comfortable doing that. If you're not and you want to stay arms extended, then rise up onto your fingertips. Just a little bit more expansion in your right hand side then. And then walk back to center. Move up now into tabletop. We're going to take a thread the needle in each side. So widen your knees slightly. Engage the tummy muscles to support the lower back. Remember that spot in your shoulder girdle, so draw it together. Long neck. Move your weight into your right hand. Inhale the left arm up into a twist. Feel that waist move, and then twisting and moving the hand under the other hand to come down onto your shoulder and your left ear. Come back up again, press gently into the hand. We're going to take two more of those. So we're not staying down today, we're just twisting. Rolling down, taking it in your own time, so don't feel pushed that you have to speed up because I'm doing it a little bit faster. If you want to do two, that's fine. Inhale up, exhale down, and inhale back up. One more time, just rotate, lift the arm up, and then bring the arm back down to the floor. Moving straight onto, no, we're not, we're taking this side only. Okay, so we're taking the right knee then off of the floor, off of the mat rather, twisting it round, so swinging it round and coming up into like a side plank almost on your knee, kind of a gate pose, but we're staying down. So keep the right hand on the floor, right knees on the floor, and your left leg stretched out. And you want to try and find the long edge of that left foot if you can, just for expansion on the left-hand side here. And then rotate the top shoulder, make sure we're nice and open on the front of the body here. And we're taking 3 lifts of the arm. So be careful here. If you only want to go to there, that's fine. If you want to take it further, make sure you feel completely engaged in your shoulder. So inhale, we're taking the arm over and reaching as far as we can if you want to. Otherwise, you reach up. And exhaling the arm down. So take 3 of these, 3 more. Inhale long. Really reaching down through the long edge of the back foot and through the fingers. Big extension on this left side again. Flexibility, openness, and being aware of how to be flexible is very important in yoga. And then release the hand back down after your 3rd one. Roll back round, bring your right foot back onto the mat, come back into tabletop. I'm going to walk the hands round to the left side now. So we're staying in tabletop, but we're just walking the hands and shoulders round to the left side. If you're comfortable, stop there. If you want to take it a little bit further and opening your right side now, you're going to look towards your feet. So that brings the extension right through into your neck. So it's the opposite side of the waist we're taking here than we've just worked on. You might can feel an energy still buzzing, having now compacted the flexible side, the left side. And then walk back to the front. And we're taking the right foot off the mat again and coming back up, but this time we want to push ourselves up and come up into gate so that our body is now directly over our right knee. So again, attached to that long edge of the other foot. And we're taking the side bend to the right this time. So left hand stays on your thigh and it can move down the seam of your trouser, but use it as a little bit of support here. Rotate, make sure your tummy's engaged, your bottom's tucked under, your shoulders are back, and then inhale your right arm up. Exhale gently down, sliding your hand just down as far as you're comfortable. Opening up the right side body. Watch the shoulders don't roll forward. Inhale up, take 2 more of those. Inhale, really find length from the knee to fingertips. Exhale over, now you found some space. Inhale to the top, use that left arm to support you if you need support. Inhale tall, exhale over. We all need a bit of support. Inhale back up to the top. I think 1 more, inhale tall. I think I've probably gone too many. Exhale over. And while you're here now, hold, breathe in here long, and then rotate and look up towards that top corner again. And look forward. Inhale tall and roll. Exhale forward. Same movement we did before. Take 1 more. Inhale tall, long, and roll at the same time. Exhale forward. Inhale back up to the top, rotate, let the hand come down. Rotate the foot back onto the mat, come back into tabletop. Take a figure of 8 here. So rolling shoulders and hips into a figure of 8. So the hips move, then you move through the shoulders. And imagine you've got a pencil on your belly and you're drawing a figure of 8 on the floor. And then go the other way. So the figure of 8's being drawn in the other direction. You can make it as big or as small as you want this figure of 8. After the next one, stop in neutral. Inhale long in neutral, going to take a cat now. So exhale, lift, through the back of the body by tipping the tail first of all, lifting up through the heart, letting the head roll. Inhale back into cow. So start at the tailbone, move up through the spine, open the front of the body, looking forward gently. Exhale, one more cat-cow. And inhale forward again. And then sink back on the exhale, back into child's pose. Extended child's pose, or take your elbows to the floor if you want a little bit of a rest here. Take the head to the floor or a brick. Take a breath. Find that space across the back of your hips and notice the side bodies. Notice if there feels any slight difference in openness and stretchiness, maybe softness, maybe in length. Okay, so then we're going to walk the hands from here over to your left side in child's pose. Have a little bit of a stretch out there. So you can pop your right hand on top of your left if you want a bit more extension. Try and keep the hips down. Head can be up, but hips should be down. And then walk over to center, come back over to the right side now. Take a bit of an extension there. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're walking back to central again. We're coming up into tabletop. We're going to take thread the needle the other way this time. When you're ready, move into your left hand, open up with your right into a twist. We're taking 3 of these. So right hand then folds down under. On the exhale, we roll down, shoulder and head come to the floor or as near as is comfortable. Don't need to go right down if it's too strong for you, moving dynamically. Open up on the inhale, exhale, go into the twist. Last one, open up on the inhale, exhale down into the twist. I'm going to finish with just opening up by lifting the arm up on the inhale. And then let the hand come down to the floor. I'm going to swing the left foot off the mat this time and rotate and lengthen that leg away from us with the left hand staying on the floor this time. And we're taking our side openers here. So think about drawing the tummy in and tucking the bottom under. Make sure your shoulders are stacked, your top shoulder's not rolling forward. So open your chest. Pardon me. If your head gets a bit heavy, you can look down towards your hand. Okay, so as much as you want to do, we're going to inhale up. Either arm above your head, other arm, or stretch out, find some length from foot to hand. Exhale down, take 2 more. Inhale up and over and lengthen, really reach through the side body. Lift that space in your waist if you can slightly. 1 more. Thinking of moving and opening the space between your ribs and pelvis on your right hand side. And come back down, back down into tabletop, so adjust your knees appropriately. And then we're going to walk the hands to the right hand side this time in tabletop. So opening the left side, which we worked on earlier, but we haven't worked on there. So head can look back towards your feet if you're comfortable, otherwise just look down towards your hands. And feel that nice opening on the left side. Through the waist area particularly. Keep the tummy engaged and lifted. And then walk the hands back to center. And then we're coming back into our gate pose. So take the left knee off again, but this time push yourself up so that your body comes above your knee this time. Engage that back foot. Tuck the tummy, tuck the tailbone. My foot's too near here. Make sure you're in a nice straight line above your knee and connected to it. Hand to seam of the trousers and only going as far as you feel comfortable. Inhale up, exhale over. Inhale up. Keep that long front body feeling. Stay arm up. 2 more. Exhale over. Feel that connection to the back foot. Keep that top shoulder rolled out so they're stacked. 1 more length first of all, and then fold, open up that side body from knee to fingertips. back up to the top. We're going to hold this one and take the twist. Inhale, tall, exhale, over. Inhale, roll, open up towards that top corner. Exhale, forward, take 2 more of those. Inhale, tall and roll. Exhale, forward. 1 more, tall and roll. Feel that waist working now, all the different little muscles across the front of your body as well. Exhale the arm down. Back into tabletop. Draw your figure of 8s. See if you can remember and go the opposite way to start this time. And then come back to standstill. Take 2 cat-cows in your own time. So remember your alignment, remember to draw things in, take things back, lengthen. Inhale, we're going to then go into cat. If you've already started, that's fine. Just take cat-cow in your own time. Really thinking of lifting and opening that space at either side of your waist, maybe this time. Move the cat through there, move the cow through there. And then sink your bottom back and come back into child's pose. Take your elbows to the floor or sweep your hands right round if you want to take your hands round behind you. I've run out of time here. We're not going to quite get into our standing pose here, but that's fine. Let's do one more. Walk, come up from child's pose when you're ready. Tuck your toes and roll up into a very soft forward fold here. So rolling up then through the feet, knees maybe still bent, hands then come to the front of the legs and gently roll up. So sink your tailbone and roll up from your forward fold back up to the top. Open your eyes, look along the mat, remember, come back up to the top, roll the shoulders out. We're going to take another roll down here, but we're going to stop in 3 places and see how we feel. So hands to thighs, inhale tall, tuck chin, tuck tummy, soften knees, not too soft. If you can keep them a little bit more open than the back of your legs, then do so. Stop with your hands in your mid-thighs, hold and breathe. Just where it's giving and where it feels a bit flexible. Exhale, on your next exhale, inhale tall, exhale, roll down and take your hands to your shins. Might need to soften your knees a bit here. See if you can keep the back of your legs as open as is comfortable. Stop and breathe. Thinking about the flexibility in the back of the legs here, but the spine is becoming more flexible by rounding. So inhale again, and on the next exhale, take yourself right down to the bottom of the forward fold and dangle. Let your shoulders just dangle, let your arms fall out of your shoulders. You can take your hips up a little bit more to open up the back of your legs. Let your head dangle a little bit more and the weight of it draw down your spine out of your pelvis. Much more flexible than when we started. You are more flexible always than your mind thinks you are, but it's sometimes just a safety mechanism. It's not always that it's doing something wrong. So then pop your hands to the floor, bend your knees, bring yourself back down into the floor. And come down onto your back. So we're going to do a twist here with a little bit of a challenge in it. We were going to do the standing pose of this, but I've run out of time as usual. So choice here is the whole of Jatari Pavriti, which is when we bring our legs into Apanasana and do a rollover. Or you can just do one leg. The one leg might sound easier, but actually it's harder. So decide how you want to take this one, and you might want to change halfway through, which is quite easy by just folding or straightening the bottom leg. So draw the knees in one at a time into chest, pop the hands to the floor, use them as a bit of support here, draw the tummy in and roll over carefully to your left side. Let your right shoulder come with you if it needs to, that's fine. So come over, either both legs over, stacked on each other, or you've got your left leg under you straight out, and your toes of your right foot then probably hit the floor. So the challenge here is look towards your left shoulder, your right shoulder first of all, and turn the palm up and let that shoulder just release and drop. Let it become flexible. Open it up. And then let your right foot, the top leg, come out in front of you. So straighten it as much as is comfortable. And then if you can't, grab your shin, maybe you can hold on to, maybe you can hold your trousers. If you can, try and go for the big toe. So we're going for supine big toe pose here, Supta Padangusthasana. So if you can't quite reach the big toe, don't worry. If you've got your leg straight, bend it if you're finding this really difficult, and it makes it easier then to reach the big toe. If you can't reach the big toe, hold the ankle or the calf or the shin, wherever you feel comfortable reaching. And notice the flexibility now that you're having to find in the right side body to do this. So although we're straightening, it has to be flexible to straighten. Flexibility is not always about bending. You have to have length in your muscles to be able to reach things. So this is obviously a nice twist as well. And the more you relax into it and breathe into it, the more your muscles will release. They'll flex, they'll be flexible to how you are telling them to behave. So rather than holding on, they'll let go. So we're going to have to come out of this. We haven't got much time, I'm afraid. Draw the right knee in a little bit closer to chest, or both if you've got both legs over, and then gently engage your tummy muscles and roll up to center. Take your feet both to the floor before we move over to the other side, and take a right side body stretch. So really lengthen through the right side of your body. And then let it all draw back down towards that spot of your waist. Draw everything back to that space between your ribs and pelvis. Let it all slide back to there. We've got to do the other side to balance, obviously. There's no point in being flexible on one side and not on the other, or you'll be permanently wonky. So same thing, draw the knees in, decide which way you're going to do it, both legs or just one leg. Roll over gently towards your right side. Let your left shoulder come with you. Rotate your head to look to your left shoulder, turn your left palm up, roll that shoulder open a little bit more if you can, and then let your head look towards the other side. And then reach out with your top leg, your left leg in my case, and see where it will go to and where you can hold. You can reach a big toe, fine. If you can't and you've got your leg straight, remember you can bend the under leg and it'll make it easier to reach that big toe. And kind of flexing the foot here and reaching through the instep of the foot. Maybe even turning the foot inward slightly to feel that extension through the outside of the left ankle. So that extension's coming right up through the left side of the leg here, through your hip. Draw the line up through your hip, up through your waist, up to your shoulder, and down along your left arm. And as you use your exhale, you might feel your leg getting heavier into your hand. The top leg might be giving a little bit more, gravity taking its toll in it as well as what you're telling it to do. Your leg's not quite straight, the top leg, you might just gently be able to push gently through your heel and straighten a little bit more. Doesn't need to go too straight. You don't lock your knees, please. And then draw that knee in. We're going to have to move again, but these are quite nice ones to remember and practice on your own. Take the knees in towards you, draw in the tummy, roll back onto the back of the body. Take both feet to the floor, one at a time. Take your left leg out particularly, have a big left side body stretch, really reaching through, opening up from that point of your waist, down your leg to your heel, up your body to your fingertips, and then letting everything draw back towards that center point. If you feel you need to, take another full body stretch for both sides, engaging, opening that both sides of your waist rather, and then drawing back towards both sides of your waist. You might want to do a windscreen wiper or a rock and roll or something here before you move. Otherwise, we just come into Tadasana for a couple of final breaths. So we'll have to leave the challenge of standing big toe for another day with our strap, but never mind. We've got to be flexible, particularly with time. I have to be flexible because nothing ever fits into the time I think I have in my life. So being flexible rolls into our everyday life as well. It's not just about physical flexibility. We learn from what we do in the mat to be flexible off the mat. But do remember that you can still hold on a little bit while still becoming flexible. So just breathing gently, maybe taking 3 breaths in and sighing them through your mouth now to let go of anything else that needs to be released. And then take your time to come back up when you're ready, rolling over to your side. Coming back up to seated in Sukhasana. Find your sit bones, find your tummy muscles, engage them. Roll your heart a little bit further forward. And then take your mind to either side of your waist. And that space between the bones of your ribs and the bones of your pelvis. That space of muscles and tissue that let us fold and bend and move. Maybe they feel a little bit better. Maybe we've found them again. Thank you everybody for your practice and see you tomorrow evening. Namaste.